Hello, everybody. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing wonderful. I know some of my friends have COVID, so please take care of yourself. It's still going around. Drink plenty of water, okay? Make sure you take vitamin C and go out. Go out there and get your vitamin D at least before 2 p.m. It is an amazing moment to just shut down everything, listen to the birds, unless you have my scarlet macaw, she curses. You should be relaxed, right? You should be relaxed. You should be enjoying life and making sure that everyone in your life is taken care of, but also you. You need to take care of yourself because no one can take care of yourself, and you can't take care of anybody else if you are not good with yourself. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday. We are halfway to the work week. And also, I'm so excited. When I did 50 inspirational connections last year, I did it differently. That was the first reiteration, but my goal has never changed. And that always has been I want to amplify as many people as possible together at the same time. Because when I do my podcast, I level up individual, but like four a month. Imagine if I could do 50 in a month, right? So that was the goal. But I wanted to continue on and making sure that we're keeping track of this amazing people. These people are pretty much like grassroots. They do a lot for their community, but you don't get to hear it. Why? Because we're in silos. We're in different parts of the world. We're in different time zones, but why not bring it together? So that is my goal, and thank you guys so much for being here. And look at this handsome and beautiful people. Aren't they so cute? Look at them. So today, well, group three, I group them in fives usually. But group three has Angelica Corral, Miguel Angel Davila, Billy Lar, Zion, right? And I can not still say his last name. I am not even going to try because I'm going to butcher it. And then he's going to be giving me like left eye, side eye. So Zion's going to tell you how to say his last name today. And of course, Sharon Byrne. You're probably wondering, CJ, why is Zion and Sharon like small pictures in there? The reason being because I thought Zion was not able to come. For sure, Sharon wasn't able. She already talked to me ahead of time because she has doctor's appointment. It's called life, guys. We just go with it, right? Does it stop her from being inspirational? Heck no. She's still part of the group. It just means that life has to go through. And then Billy is in a different parts of the world. He's probably snoozing right now, which is fine, but he's still part of group three, right? So that is where we're at. But let's go ahead and roll our intro. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work. Doesn't doesn't that look so cool, like professionally made, right? That was awesome. I wanted to share this. This is an in person workshop with my two amazing US Marine officer friends. I'm the only one who's not in the military, guys, but I do understand chain of command. I have studied Sun Tzu's Art of War from my grandfather since I was 5. So I understand discipline. I also understand loyalty. And definitely, I understand chain of command, right? And one thing that I love about these amazing individuals is that we are here bringing it, what they have learned from the military, and what I have learned in terms of my own discipline on running a business. This is my 5th business. I used to run anime shop. I used to do consulting for master thesis and thesis in general for, I was helping basically students who wants to get their PhD or doctorate to make sure that they can get their degree. Some of them have a hard time writing their thesis. Some of them have a hard time writing their proposals. I was there to make sure they will get through, right? And especially the the presentation part, and of course the methodology. I love numbers, and so I help students make sure that they know what they're collecting, how they're going to synthesize it, and making sure that they can present the numbers in such a way that people in the business world understand the importance of those quantifiable numbers. So, hopefully, we will see you October 19th at 11 a.m. Angelica, you better come. That's all I'm saying. She's local, okay? Just saying. HOB. We're still looking, continuously looking for ambassadors, guys. Right now, it's always a rolling 3 months because we want to make sure that everyone has the ability to access us. And you're like, what's the benefit of HOB? So I had 4 complaints now on my calendar. Here's what I explained to you. I am super busy. I have a full-time job and I run a business and I run this. Right. So what I do is basically have one day where I can do coffee chats with you. And that's always Monday. I know my calendar is not until open till December. I get it. I feel the pain. But if you miss that calendar one time, you won't be able to see me until 3 months ahead. That's just how my calendar works. However, if you are in HOB or if you have my cell phone number, you know you can call me anytime. That's a shortcut version for sure. But if you're in HOB, you can shortcut all of that nonsense because I make time for you if you're a House of Business community member on Tuesday. That's my commitment with my brother from another Mr. over here. Um, that's for sure because we are a community together. This is also coming up. This is my 3rd version. So we have we have one magazine every quarter. Okay. This is the number 2, Soul Hearted. This is number 1, magazines. And what I do is I write for you. I write for you as an authority to make sure that people sees you in a different light. It's basically me studying your profile, studying your entire business or product or services that you're providing out there so that you can be the authority of where you're going. You're like, CJ, I don't need that. I have enough accolades. Unfortunately, in this world, this is part of those authority where you differentiate yourself. There's so many coaches out there. There's so many people doing startups and gigapreneur and entrepreneur. How do you make yourself different? And so part of that me is understanding the whole marketing entire conglomerate, right? There is brand awareness, there is publicity, that's part of brand awareness. There is funneling, there is sales, right? There is branding, which is even different than brand awareness, right? There's so many parts. So what I do is I do publicity, meaning I don't provide ROI numbers for you because there is no quantifiable numbers other than you are going to have that authority based on that. And thank you, YouTube. We just hit 60,000 subscribers. I'm so happy. 60,000. I'm going to try 80,000 for Instagram subscribers. I'm going to hit 100. That's my goal for this December. I'm hoping. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do. But this magazine, I am looking for people who are transformational leader. And this magazine actually is going out by the end of September. And I have 2 IT people in here, which is very amazing. And then the other one is an oncology doctor. So it's going to be amazing opening up his own business. So hopefully I will see you on this reiteration online and also physical Copy. All right, I'm gonna stop talking because I have some amazing people in here. Are you guys ready for these amazing people? I hope so. All right, ready? I'm gonna bring in Brother Miguel, Angelica, and of course, Brother Zion. All right, guys, let's start with Miguel. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well today. Thank you, Dr. Constance. Hello, everyone in group three. Hello, everyone watching. Great to be here. I signed into the platform like half an hour early.
I was still driving my kid to school. I'm like, I gotta get home right now. It's traffic in Escondida. What is happening? Get out of my way. Angelica can feel my pain. People don't know how to drive here. I'm just saying. So I'm glad I made it. I'm glad you made it. And where are you located right now, Miguel?
I'm in New York City. I live in Manhattan, on the east side, on the
Awesome.
East Coast.
Ooh, East Coast. We're the West Coast one. Angelica, sister.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was like you this morning. My sister, I needed to take her to go pick up her car to get fixed, and of course there was traffic. And I go, I got a meeting at 9 o'clock. And then we were like, where is this place? I go, do the GPS, and we were like, I'm so glad we made it on time. Did not want to miss this.
Awesome. I know I was like that too. I'm like, dude, and my daughter's like, it's okay. I'm sure they'll wait for you for 10 minutes. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm running the show. I'm not the person that goes to the show. She goes, oh, okay, mom.
That is funny.
She is hilarious. Zion, where are you, by the way, sister? Are you
Oh,
in
I'm in Oceanside, California, right close to you, Escondido, and San Diego. So,
That's right. That's right. What's up, brother Zion? How are you doing?
Wow, Dr. CJ, thank you. I'm doing well. And how are you?
Good, 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 good. And where are you coming from, brother?
Yeah, I'm joining in from Nigeria and it's currently 5:13 p.m. here. So it's been a long day for me.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm so glad that you're here. We're just starting our day, and Miguel is already like halfway through his day. It's 12 already on the East Coast right now. I'm
Yeah,
still,
it's noon here.
yeah, I'm still drinking my coffee. So I'm glad that you guys are here. And I wanted to also see, like, we're gonna have this, right? Hi, YouTube. We're at almost 600 people live, guys. So say hi to YouTube for sure. I wanted to have a talk about your experience on the 50 inspirational connections and also take us to the process. If someone was about to apply for inspirational connections, what are some of the expectations that you've had before and after? Let's start with Miguel.
Well, when I applied kind of late. I was in the process, but I really didn't have any expectations because I wasn't considering applying. And then CJ encouraged me, because I was always attending some of our live streams and in the chats, and she'd always encourage me, hey, you should really, really consider applying. And then so I had no expectations at the outset. I knew it would give me some I knew that much. And that's what I'm looking for now. I'm on LinkedIn every day, you know, and putting content out, written content mostly, not really visual or have any media, putting anything out there like that. But I knew and I had expected receiving some type of recognition had I been approved. And I found out I was accepted. And here I am. You put me in group three, and I really, really appreciate it. For me, the making the video was the hardest part.
Yeah, that video made me cry. Um, because I've known you before this. Like I've known pretty much most people that are here, right? There's almost 200 people who applied for 50 inspirational connections. It was 170. It ended up like 178. And I was stalking you guys, literally stalking you. I was looking for people who are doing something within their community. That's the part of inspirational. Is it's not about how many numbers you got, how many subscribers you got, how many friends. You could have 5 friends and I'd still be putting you as an inspirational connections. Is because I wanted to not only inspire you, but you should be inspired by your own story, right? You should be inspired by your own story because it starts within us to help others. Like all of us, the only reason why we're even helping others is because of our trauma and our adversity, right? So if you're not inspired by your own story, then who else is going to be inspired? Nobody. So you got to believe in yourself. And I believed in you, and I saw that you were really trying. You're busy about life, but you're really trying, and I love that about you. So thank you for listening to do homework. Angelica, sister, what was your expectation?
Well, I know that you had expectations for us, and that was that we were in our doing different things in the community or even in the LinkedIn audio rooms. So I think you were that's like you mentioned, you were looking for what we do. My expectation, I was kind of like, I think it was just the fact that you're one of the 50 inspirational leaders makes it it just sounds it has a nice ring to it. And so it what I love about it is that you're not alone in this and you can encourage everybody else that's along in the group, and everyone who might have not joined this time will do it another time. But I think it's nice to have uh, that accolade behind you, and to think that somebody really appreciates you for what you're doing. And well, we appreciate you for that, Dr. Constance. That's it's been a fun ride. I enjoyed our time together. One of the things that I loved uh, about our being in groups is that we got to do a Zoom together to get to know each other, which we probably would have never done. So I think that was, and then another thing that we did is we just found ways to help each other out. When you're in a group where you can find things about what you could even think about, how can I help my team out? And once you start doing that, everybody else starts doing the same thing. Oh, okay, what can I do to help our team out? Like I know that Miguel has got his blog post thing going, and I'm on it with that. Thank
Yes.
you, Miguel. But this probably wouldn't have happened if we wouldn't have been together on this group thing. So there's so many other things that and then writing recommendations for our team is another thing that I think it helps us along the way, because people get to see what others think about us. So those are some of the things that I think are awesome about this. Okay, I'm done.
No, I'll be honest with you. You have so many great points. So I didn't really tell you guys why I put you in groups. I didn't do that last year. And the reason being is that I wanted to be more intentional on seeing. It's almost like Miguel can relate to this. It's almost like having a study, like I'm having a study, but like you guys not knowing you were the subject of the study of inspirational studies. Like I'm looking at which group, because you all are inspirational, but which group literally sees themselves as that inspiration and more intentional. And I'll be honest with you, if there was an award of groups, okay, who are more intentional about putting together, Zooms and putting together, and I know you have a lot to do with it because I see your communication with the group, at least within the group. You guys really would win that gold award. You guys literally would, because, and I was intentional on who I would put in this group, and I'm very intentional on every groups that I put together, just to see hmm which people would really step up to the plate to really see that inspiration. And I did lots of comparative analysis. There's 10 groups, right? That was like my n equals 10. Like that was, and each of those n was literally 5 people. And I've seen that people who applied that I thought was inspirational was there for vanity. I've seen that. I've seen people who are inspirational leaders but need a lot more work in terms of communication. I've seen that. I could write a PhD right now on 50 inspirational connections on human behavior and group cohesion. Like literally, I could write 60 pages right now about it. So that's what I'm like studying. Like, okay, how could you be intentional on being a leader, but who really is a true leader? Like when you filter, you know how you have filter and your group, whoo, hands down. I was like, whoa, they're hot. Like they're amazing. If I could give them an award, I would. You guys were really amazing. And Billy is here. Thank you, Billy, for coming in. I know it's like, I don't know, 2 in the morning, probably where you're at. Are you able to chat? Maybe? Billy's like, I'm snoozing. Zion, what about you, sir?
Well, thank you so much, Dr. CJ, Miguel, and Angelica for sharing already. And I'm also looking forward to hear Billy shares. For me, it was a privilege to be nominated as, one of the top 50 inspirational LinkedIn convention. And I tell you, when I got the email, I was excited. Now, I was excited, the reason being that it's such a privilege to be recognized. And then my expectation was I could share more of my story and inspire more people all over the world. And getting to meet people in group theory, I tell you, we are all from different parts of the world. For me, I'm far away in Nigeria, in Africa, and they are in the US. And the ability to just connect, the synergy, the love, the unity, and to work together as a team was just smart. It felt as if we'd be working together for a long period of time. But I tell you, we came together because of the top 50 inspirational leading connection being in group theory. But the team spirit was just amazing. I could remember the first time we had our Zoom call. You need to come and see the energy, all smiles, being happy and just sharing the moment together and getting to know each and every one of us. And it dawned on me that whoever you are, we all have our uniqueness. And when we all bring our uniqueness to the table, we can make possibilities happen in our life. And you can see Miguel coming with his own uniqueness, Angelica, Billy, Sharon, and myself coming together. And I tell you, it was an experience that words could not put, words cannot express. But the truth is, we are here today because we are making an impact, in our own capacity, in our world. And to be recognized for me, it's just an encouragement to keep doing more. It's an encouragement that whatever good you are doing out there, it doesn't go unnoticed. People are watching you, people are seeing you, and it's an encouragement to keep doing what you're doing because this is how we make the world a better place. This is how we make a difference in the world by using our life, using our story to be a catalyst to inspire other people, to motivate people, and then put smile in people's face. For me, it's a privilege. For me, this is a service for me. It's a privilege to serve and continue to serve humanity because together we can do so much more to make humanity better. So that's my share. Thank you so much. I yield the mic over to you, Dr. CJ.
I love it. I love that. Here is my next question for you guys. Like,
Hey,
how
hey, CJ, can you hear me?
oh, now I can. We were like,
Okay.
Billy, are you there? What time is it where
Yeah,
you're
I
at?
was. It's like 1 whatever AM. So I'm coming to everybody from Seoul, South Korea right now.
Ooh, I love it. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. I love K-drama. Listen, okay,
Um,
that's my next language that I want to learn too. Yeah, that one, Italian and French. So I'll hit like 10 languages that I will know. But I love it. I love it. Buen pomeriggio. So that's good. Billy, let's start with you then, sir. When you applied for the 50 inspirational connections, what was your expectations?
yeah, I don't know that I necessarily had any expectations. I've been a guest on your podcast, and I know how much you value providing a platform for people to showcase their experiences and expertise. And when I saw that this opportunity was available, I was like, hey, I'm someone who values providing a platform for people to share their expertise and their experiences, and this is a time for me to kind of step up to the plate here, and because I knew that if I applied, that what I had to offer had value, and that you were going to give me an opportunity to showcase that. So I'm grateful to be here.
That's awesome. Yes. So I've known Billy longer than I've known all of you guys, actually. I've known Billy since 2022. I've kind of had his story. Whoa. Okay. YouTube, 1,500 live watching us. Thank you so much, YouTube. We appreciate you so much. Here's the thing. When we started that podcast, Billy, I didn't have a really kind of like my business just started at that time back in 22. And um, our downloads at that time, I think we were at 70 countries and nations, and our downloads probably around 80,000 a month. And now we're hitting 120 countries with our podcast. So you can actually say that now for Level Up Academy. And we have about 250,000 downloads a month in 120 countries. So I know that we're doing something right because people continue to listen to what it is, because it's not about me. If you look at the community, it's always about the people, right? There's no way in my lifetime when I die that I would be able to talk to 8 billion people. But maybe I can hit 2 billion to listen to all of us who's in my platform, right? The bigger the platform, the better, because of the fact that you can have more reach. And so I thank you for believing in that. YouTube, we love you. So this is my next question, Miguel. How did the community respond to the announcement of the 50 inspirational connections, and what was your initial feedback, if you received any?
I remember particularly one comment I recalled, and it's actually someone I know personally outside of LinkedIn. And they were, what did they tell me? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you for this. This is so good for you. And that assertive tone in both the language and in the outreach, like, this is good for you. And and I had to agree, yes. And made me feel good. I was glad. That's why I was glad to be a part of it. It gave me something to put out there, apart from what I usually do. And the group was like an addition, extra, a little bit of sweetness added to the pie. And then, but really, it was the message. And then starting out, like I said, I didn't really have any expectations. So me not having expectations, of course, I didn't even have an idea of what I'm going to share. And so what I did have share, so that was organic, and it was natural, and it was what was needed to be shared. And I thank you, Dr. Constance, for allowing me to do that and have that
I
opportunity.
love that. I love that. That right there is I'm like, I've reached my goals. Is when I feel like there's even a slight impact on someone's day, I've reached my goals. Like, that makes me happy to hear that. How about you, Sister Angelica?
Well, I think I got a lot of comments when I made the announcement that I was excited about it. However, I wanted to encourage other people too, and let everybody know that everyone has a chance to. Everybody's inspirational in their own way, and we all have the opportunity to make an impact in someone's life. And so that was mine. Mine was, I was thinking about, I wanted to include everybody, and I wanted to really gel more with our group. I wanted to be able to give something to our group to make us more closer, united. And that's why I think we did the Zoom. It was kind of funny to meet everybody from different parts of the world and different personalities, because we definitely all have something different to offer, right? So it was really nice to see the team that's different, because I think, like we say here, we don't compete, we complete.
Mhm.
And if we complete each other, we go a lot farther faster than if we do it alone, right? So
I love
this is what I love.
I love that. And here's the thing that I want to also put it out there, because I think we live in a culture where if we're spotlighted, we feel bad. So we feel like we have to drag everybody else with us. Here's the difference between two people. There's people who wishes that they could have been, and there's people who said, why not me? The difference between the two is action and inaction. Anybody could have been 50 inspirational, but not anybody could, because nobody wants to do it. Only the people who did it is. Does that make sense? People love to talk. That's why I love the doer, because in life, can you imagine, like, I wish there was so many fish and I just sit there and wish for the fish to come. Do you think I'll have fish in my house? No. That is the difference between a doer and a talker. Everybody's inspirational, but are you intentional of you being inspirational is the question. You could be an inspirational on your neighborhood, but imagine if you're inspirational geographically in the world, because we have the technology to leverage for us, not against us. Well, sometimes you get Karens everywhere and Kens, but for us to literally use yourself and your platform to get your messages out there, only if you're intentional, right? So I'm glad that you said that. Yeah, we can bring everybody, and I think everybody's inspirational. But what differentiates you from somebody else is that you applied, you were intentional of making sure that your messages goes out there on helping everybody else. Because if you keep it to yourself, who's going to hear you? Your friends, your family. No one else can. That is the difference. And that's what I want people to know. Yeah, of course you could be inspirational. Oh, it's not inclusive. It is, but you didn't apply. And if you applied, you're looking at like it's a winner. No, I don't even have like how many followers you have. I don't care about those, because those are vanity measures. I care about how many you have helped. You could have 5 friends and you've helped the world. I'm okay with that, because I'm literally I was a professional stalker for 2 months. My husband's like, it's 2 a.m. What are you doing? I literally had to cover myself under the blanket because he gets mad. I'm like, I'm in social media with this Instagram. Oh, that's questionable. I don't know about that. Like, I was talking to myself, and he's like, are you doing this like only child thing again? Because I am an only child and he's an only child. And I talk to the wall. I talk to God in the wall too. And he's like, you doing this only child thing under the blanket again? I'm like, yep. Because I was literally talking by myself. I'm like, oh, wow, they're doing this. Oh, this is amazing. My husband's like, it's 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I'm going to bed. And I like slowly like look at my thing. I was stalking everybody. I was a professional stalker because I wanted to make sure that the people I picked are the people who are doing some things in life. So thank you for that, Angelica. Now, Zion.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. CJ. And I appreciate my group 3 members again because they are amazing. And just to be around them for me just make my positivity increase every time. Well, for me, I got so many feedbacks, which was humbling because I knew how I started on LinkedIn. And if there's one thing I've learned and I've studied about those persons who were among the top 50, it's for everything they do, it's about humanity. They put people first at everything they do. These are people who understand that it is people before profit. These are people who understand that humanity is at the center of everything. I took out my time to keenly watch them. And if I tell you, that's what really inspired me, because at the end of the day, everything revolves around people. You need people to succeed, you need people to grow, you need people to get to where you want to go. Even though you're selling to people, you're buying from people. It's all about humanity. And just to place more premium people, and just know that it's all about humanity. Wherever you're doing is business, wherever it is, just make sure that people is at the core center of it all. And for me, getting such feedback, people, bring that awareness and that consciousness that, wow, the impact you're making for other people. Thanks for supporting me. You deserve this, you deserve that. It just really humbled me. And for me, I just want to encourage everybody that let's keep making humanity at the center and the core value of what we do. You know, because that's the true essence of our living, to make an impact and make a difference in the world. So that was my own observation. Thank you. I eat the mic.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. And I love that you're always present in audio rooms and giving your nuggets based on your experience, right? Life can be hard, but if you look at the positive side of life, that's actually a little bit of happiness, you should gravitate towards that rather than focusing negativity. So I love that. Thank you so much. Billy, how about you?
Yeah, I'm I'm wondering if my camera is on. Maybe it's not. Okay. I'm like I said, it's like 1:30 in the morning here. So I might not have the same wherewithal and bandwidth as everybody else here this morning. But um my uh I wouldn't say that I got so much feedback from my community, but our group 3 LinkedIn chat is out of control. There are so many messages that go back and forth, and it's just all supportive. So I feel like really the way that this group community has responded um, has really showcased, just in this short time that we've known each other virtually, I mean, to the most extent, how supportive we are of one another. And there are times when, because I don't have any social media apps on my phone. I'm very intentional around that. So when I wake up in the morning, and keep in mind my time zone is flipped from everybody else. So when I wake up in the morning, I will look at LinkedIn, and there's like 20 messages from everybody in the group. And it's all just, hey, how's it going? How are you guys doing? Do great things today. Hey, I've got this going on. It's just so much support within the community. So I'm just like, okay, here we go. What do people got to say today? And sometimes sometimes there's really important information that's in there, like how to join a StreamYard, and you can't find that information. So then you show up 10 minutes late to a meeting that's supposed to showcase you. But at the end of the day, all of that is everyone in this group showing up for each other and supporting one another. So um, it's just really amazing.
Yeah. I love that because here's what I'm going to give you a heads up. So, as soon as you guys are done with this is my commitment to have you guys in the StreamYard. I actually delete the group because I'm hoping that you guys have enough strong bond that you can create your own group, but I delete the group chats after that because I get like 300 DMs a day. So I was like, I can't keep up. And that's why I have the keep away message as well and automatic. I'm like, okay, the people who are important in my life, they know my cell phone. They will text me and I will respond. So yes, I love that, but it can sometimes be overwhelming. So I make a rule for myself where I will look at the first 5 to 10 messages. After that, I have no idea what you're talking about. So like if it's important, you're gonna repeat it. And the reason being is like I can't keep up. It's just not, and I don't want to put that pressure on myself because I have too much things to, to do. So I love that. Here's my last question for you guys, and we're gonna start with Miguel. Can you share a moment in your life when you faced significant challenge, and how did that resilience help you turn that experience into a stepping stone for success, right? And I wanted you to think about to answer this question in terms of inspirational and kind of a catapult of push for you and where you are with your life today.
Well, I was always on a mission for success, and at the same time dealing with life experiences as well. I mean, we all do. That's like Zion said, dealing with humanity, um, being of diverse populations and demographics, and all of us find ourselves in different circumstances in this world. But I always loved learning, and I knew I was on a mission of success. I always knew that. And then, so when doing the 50 inspirational, there was no doubt. I was like, oh, well, I am inspirational, had that authenticity because I had endured, you know, and being involved in community leadership. Um, you have to be authentic. How are you going to teach other leaders in the community if you're not authentic yourself? It's actually one of the tenets in community organizing theory. You be authentic yourself. And as I shared in the 50 inspirational video, what I felt compelled to share, I was homeless. No one knew this. And here I am, I own my own business. And while I was homeless, I earned 2 college degrees and dealing with, circumstances that I didn't relate to. I'm from, like I said, I'm from the neighborhood, from certain demographics. I can check off easily, quite a few of them. And but one could imagine the other type of people you're going to be running into in these certain types of places, particularly if they have an affinity for activities and personalities that you want nothing to do with. And then, so really, my story is like an amalgamation of self identity clashing with social identity, and classism issues, as well as someone who just already sees themselves beyond all of that, a visionary who, regardless, came out and learned and gained insights that now allowed me the confidence to be able to share myself. While I was going through this, it was, adamantly, God told me share myself, not to isolate, to share myself, and that was even before all of this at the end. So I'll stop there, but thank you very much, and I appreciate the opportunity. It was what I appreciate the most was, yes, I am inspirational. I do have something to say. This is what it's going to be, and having that confidence to give me standing in community spaces like this. Thank you.
Thank you for believing in our cause, and also thank you for giving us your heart, right? Oh, we can see Billy. Okay, like hallelujah.
Yeah, I just realized that I work at Hyundai Kia, and they block my camera on my computer for security reasons. So that's why you
Allow
couldn't
it.
see me
Now I'm
before.
like, yeah, my
Yes,
students have
and I
that.
also have my sweet nasal strip on
Yeah, my husband
because
does
I'm
that.
going
You just
right
know.
back to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
like,
right back to sleep after this.
I love that Miguel shared that, and you gave us your heart to say, hey, I'm gonna give you my heart, Dr. Leland, and your ambassadors, and take it as you may, but I'm watching you. You better take care of that heart, right? And I love that. I love that you trust us and the process to get there, because trust is one thing, but giving yourself permission to share and be vulnerable of your own, like, a lot of people don't want to talk about it because it's too much, right? But for you, it's an inspiration, so that people who are still homeless, we have a lot of homeless people in the whole entire United States, not just the world, guys, right? Even here, Angelica will tell you San Diego is craziness, right? We got to the point during COVID that they had to bleach the entire street. That's how bad it got, right? So And for you to be giving your story, that's only one story out of how many hundreds of people. And so if they can read your story and said, okay, he did this. I have a lot of homeless students, by the way, and sometimes they have to go to the library and use their cell phone to do homework. So as a teacher, if you're a teacher, be flexible. Okay, that's all I'm saying out there. Angelica, what about you, dear sister?
Moment in my life, I've had so many moments of challenges. Like, where do I go? I'm just gonna go with this one because this was I was a single parent, and Max was little, and I had to find work, right? And so I was offered um I I was offered to apply at Head Start, but I could either be a parent engagement aide or a secretary. And I've been like a secretary. At that time, I had been a secretary most of my life, but I thought, "Ah, well, this other position as a parent involvement aide, I'll be able to get parents to see the importance of being in their children's education. And what happens in low income families is a lot of that gets put on the table because most important thing is feeding our children, right? So, but I was afraid because one of the things that I saw is that I'd have to speak in front of people, and that was something I was afraid of. When I was in seventh grade, and my teacher called on me to do the alphabet in Spanish. The first thing I do is I get the desk, and this is back in the day when they had the old desk. Now I'm dating myself, and you put the desk up, and they can't see your face. And so I just did the whole alphabet in Spanish with the desk up, and my face was beet red, and I was so scared. But I was always had been really super shy, and so I was looking at that position, but I was thinking, but I'll be able to help people if I do this. And for me, it was forgetting about me and thinking about the people that I could help. And once I started thinking about that, things changed for me. I filled out the application for that position, and I it was funny because when I applied, one of the questions the interviewees asked, well, how are you going to be able to deal with these families? Because a lot of these families are low income and this and that. And I go, I am low income, okay? So,
Who are you talking to? Yeah.
hello. So at any rate, I was able to relate to the families, and so on the first day that I had to speak in front of the parents, I was scared to death, but I pushed myself. But when I saw how scared the parents looked, they looked scared, and I wanted to make them feel comfortable. So when I saw that they were feeling uncomfortable, that they looked a little scared, then I started joking around, and then things really changed for me. I was from that point on, uh, it helped me turn my shyness into, like what Miguel just said, my voice being heard and being able to help others, right? If we can't speak, and if we don't put ourselves out there, who's going to know? How can we help, right? And so that was what helped me step into this success. And now I got my wonderful friends in here. I got Miguel, who's sharing his generosity, and then Zion sharing his positivity. I saw one of the comments that said, "I'll give you $5 if you don't smile for 5 minutes."
That's Mike.
And
Mike
then
is crazy. Yeah.
yeah, and then Billy, who's as soon as we did our Zoom chat, I loved it. He's one of these director type people that just takes the reins. So everybody has something to bring to the table. And Sharon, who's has her new program on thriving and helping others. It's just awesome. But all of this is because I decided to let my voice be heard and to help others. That was the main thing. How can I help people?
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
driving my my cost home. Thank you for driving that home. That's what I'm saying. There is a difference between a doer and a talker, right? And that's what I want people to know is aligned who you are and what you do. And you will hear people, you're not who you are and what you do. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And if you're not aligned, you need to align yourself, because no one in this world can do anything if you're not going to do it, right? And it's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if you fail after fail after fail. It doesn't matter. Michael Jordan did 3,000 times. You know what I mean? Like, he's the GOAT, right? I mean, hear it over and over. So don't be afraid. And thank you for sharing that story. Zion, your turn, sir.
Wow, it's been inspiring just listening to that story. Indeed, they are the inspirational leading connections. Just inspiring us with your story. For me, I tell you, there are so many instances when it comes to the case of building resilience, but I'll just go back to my childhood because I tell you, it's the foundation that set me to where I am today. You know, today most people know me as Mr. Positive Energy, but I tell you, I didn't start like that. In fact, I was growing so much negativity that it got to a point I felt that nothing good can come out of me. I felt that, oh, I cannot amount to anything because of where I grew up from in Nigeria. People do not really have this positive mindset. People are always confined and restricted because of what they are going through, because of the situation. And I was grown like that. And I told you, it affected me a lot because, in my family, then I've shared the story, and it's a privilege to share it again. Nobody has ever gone to the university because we think that the limitation is because there is no money, there is no resources, there is nobody to push you out there. And it went on and on until it got to my turn. Because for me, even though I was growing in that environment where there was so much negativity, I had a belief that, well, there is nothing impossible if you believe. And for me, I took it from that point that, well, even though people before me have never gone to the university before, I can make a difference. I can change the narrative. How? I do not know. When? I have no clue. All I had was just my belief that one day it will happen. Yes, it did happen, but it didn't come on a platter of good. I had to dig in. I had to be working and schooling to be able to pay my bills and do all I need to do. But at the end of the day, I became the first graduate from my family. Now, the story didn't just end there. Beyond just being the first graduate, I also became an inspiration to many persons around, knowing for the fact that despite the odds, despite the challenges, despite the lack of the finances and resources, if Zion could do it, then we could do it. And I tell you, it was a game changer for me. And then coming online to LinkedIn, as a newbie, in fact, I knew nobody when I came online. I had zero followers. I knew nobody. I had no mentor. I was actually coming to get a job because, when you're done with the university, you're trying to get a job, and somebody said LinkedIn is the right space. And I tell you, when I tell people that I'm from Nigeria, I have racist comments. I get blocked. People reject me. All this experience coupled with the fact that how I grew up from, it was very discouraging. But like I said before, there is nothing impossible to a man that believes. And for me, one thing I've learned growing up, it's authenticity and integrity. It cannot be bought. It cannot be found any elsewhere. So I kept being authentic. If you block me, it's on you. I know who I am. I'm in Nigeria. I'm proud to call myself a Nigerian. And that's how I kept pushing. I kept going on every day and connecting with people. And I tell you, those persons who had blocked me earlier before because I said I'm a Nigerian, they are coming back to say, "Oh, we see how you've grown, how you've evolved." And for me, it's a journey that I'm so proud of. Now, looking at the challenges, because it is from the mess we become the message. It is from the test we become a testament. If I've not gone through those mess, probably I would have not been in Mr. Positive Energy today. All those experiences built me, grown me, and nurtured me to be the person I am today. And it's a privilege to just share a glimpse and a summary of the story. So thank you so much, Dr. CJ. Are you the mic?
I love that. You're right. A lot of people do, like, I have a lot of friends from Nigeria, right? Ulu is one of them, and I've met his kids. I love meeting kids. I'm a sucker for kids and puppies. Ugh, I have to change, but I can't change it. Like, I'm just a sucker for puppy. My puppy literally is sleeping here 24/7 with me if she could. So if you hear snoring, no, guys, I am not sleeping. It is not my husband sleeping. It is my dog snoring. At least Billy has this thing, right, for snoring, but this dog, flat face, you can't put anything on there because he's an English bulldog. But I love what you share because knowing the people behind the picture, knowing people behind the audio makes a huge difference. And that's why I'm so like happy that, StreamYard, I'm a StreamYard insider also. And I love that. If you don't know what that is, it's just out of every user, there's only 200 of us that gets to give them feedback on what we can do better, right, for the platform. And I love to tell them that your platform is making a huge difference, more than the pay or anything, but creating that community, a sense of community that we could relate to each other. And then after this, after Billy, we're going to go around and get you guys his favorite quotes. But Billy, I want to know what is in that moment of your life, that kind of significant challenge. I know you got plenty, but what would that one thing be?
Well, yeah. No, I was listening to Miguel talk about authenticity. So that's why I wanted to get on camera, even though I have my nasal strip, I've got my ear plug in over here, I've got my retainer in. Um, I had to take my mouth tape off so that I could actually talk to you guys. But this is I put a shirt on for everybody. But yeah, I wanted to be authentic here. As soon as I heard him say that, I was like, you know what, get on camera, who cares what you look like. So um it's interesting listening to everybody in the group because I'm listening to their stories, and as the straight white male in the group, dripping and oozing with that privilege, I think it puts things really into perspective about what is a challenge, what is resilience. So I want to thank everybody for sharing their stories here. When I think about challenges that I face, the one that really sticks out to me is, for 6 years I was a dean of students, and nobody likes the dean of students. The dean of students is always the bad guy. Students hate me because I'm suspending them. Teachers hate me because I'm not suspending a student, and then parents are just crazy. So it's a really challenging position. It's a thankless position, and my second year, I had one young man who was very savvy when it came to social media marketing, and his market was creating fake accounts in my name, and creating these very slanderous posts about me. And I'm at the largest high school in my state, so that just kind of spread like wildfire, to the point where I had to involve the police to manage the amount of social media harassment that I was faced with. So, and it went beyond just the social media stuff too. So it was a really difficult time to be in that position. And then I think all of us experienced significant challenges during COVID. As an educator, working at a high school, certainly there were challenges with COVID. So after that, I decided to leave and quit my job. And I've been traveling around here for the last 3 years, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're living the dream, you're living the dream." But the thing is, when you leave a career after 21 years, I'm not young enough, or excuse me, I'm not, I'm not old enough and I'm not rich enough to retire yet. So I'm going to have to go back into work. So there have been a lot of challenges in trying to shift careers, and that's kind of what has brought me to Korea. So now I'm halfway around the world, in a country where I don't speak the language, and learning the cultural norms here. And you know, going grocery shopping is one of the most anxiety inducing experiences for me, because I just don't know what anything is. And being someone who has struggled with anxiety and struggled with depression, and went to therapy for those things, and that's actually how I cultivated my own personal mindfulness practice, and it's what's inspired me to become a mindfulness teacher as well. So, I think that saying, past is prologue, that's not my favorite quote, but uh, I do think that quote is very important, because um, are there things that I regret? Are there things that I would change in my past? Absolutely. That's normal. That's human. That's but but all of those things have led me to where I am here today, and how I navigate today will determine how I navigate tomorrow, which will determine how I navigate the deeper into my future.
I love that. Um, yeah, I think for me this year, my word is growth. Um, Growth was my aim for this year, and part of growth is losing friends. Friends that no longer serves you in your heart, right? And I'm not a transactional person ever. I'm more of a transformational servant person. And so when I align myself, it's really important that you align yourself with people who have the same values as you, and don't pretend to make excuses for people. If they show you that this is who they are, we have a tendency to say, oh, she's going through a lot, or oh, she's sick. Believe them. If they're going to show you who they are, don't make excuses for them. Believe them of who they are. So this year is definitely about growth for me, and growth for my business. I hit lots of milestones this year that I love, but it's not without sacrifice. I had a lot of sacrifices that I had to do this year. And part of that is like brain functions. I'm hoping I'm never going to forget you guys, but I feel like, oh my God, I just went to the neurology, and my frontal lobe, because I suffer from really debilitating migraine. There's a lot of scarring. Like, if you don't know what it was, you would think I have brain cancer and a brain tumor. It was huge, but it's just my whole frontal lobe is that. But for me, it's growth and losing things and people that don't serve me anymore. It's not being selfish, it's more of intentional. I just want Zion and his smiles and positive energy. I want Miguel and his authenticity to help others and be himself, and not be, put in place so and so. We don't need to be in boxes, right? And Angelica, she, like, I want to be Angelica when I grow up. Like, I see people slight her and she just smiles, and like, hey, I was like, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I always tell myself, I'm like, you caught me when I was in my 20. This crap right now would end quick. Like, I had bad temper, and I am not a shy person either. So it's just not a good combination. But I think I've learned to, when I went to do more cognitive behavior therapy and got to be a practitioner, being, to me, it was a selfish move, because I wanted to know myself and to heal myself with my own trauma and work on myself. And from that, I actually help others because of that. And I'm loving that, because when I help myself, I can help others. And I think for me this year, in terms of significant challenge, is definitely finding harmony between being a mom. I am a mom of two, 20-year-old and 17-year-old this year. Holy moly, I'm getting old. Um, Aging it's really hard because my knee hurts, my head hurts, my back hurts. It's just, premenopause. It's just a lot of those things that you have to deal with on top of everything else, right? And McDonald's costing 2 meals at $50. I didn't even know they could be that expensive. All of these things just add up, and I think as a group we need to be intentional with whom we give our energy to. And don't feel bad if you miss a message, or if you miss a DM, or if you miss an email and everyone's all mad at you. That's their problem. That is not your problem, right? Because you're here to help. And if they can't be patient, and I'm the most impatient person you'll meet, but if you can't be patient with others with their heart, then how are you going to help yourself and others, right? So I'm going to end this with your favorite quote. And I'm going to start with Miguel. What is your favorite quote?
I remember reading this in a book called Happiness, and it said, "No one goes driving through the lane. No one goes meandering through the lanes, radiating affection." And it was like a reminder, people aren't just radiating affection, and to be happy, you might have to put a little bit of energy into that.
I love that. I love that. Angelica.
Well, my signature one is, we don't compete, we complete. We go farther, faster together.
That's right. I love that. Ollie is using that too. And he's like, CJ said that. I'm like, no, Angelica said that when we were together playing with vacuum. Anyway, anyway, Zion, what about you, sir? What's your favorite quote?
Yeah, the reason why this is my favorite quote, because I'm on a mission to spread positivity to every corners of the earth. So I always say, when you're positive, you are possible, and in positivity, there is endless possibilities for you.
I love it. Billy, before you go to bed.
Yeah, my favorite quote comes from Walt Whitman. Do I contradict myself? Very well, then I contradict myself. I am large, I contain multitudes.
I love it. This one is mine. This is from a recent epiphany. I said, your journey is unique, and every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in the pursuit of your dreams. Right? So thank you guys, everybody. I love you. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. We appreciate
Bye.
you. See ya.
Love you too. Bye.